Hi everybody, I'm Sister Armitage.
And I'm Elder Armitage, and we are missionaries for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, currently serving in Hungary in the Budapest mission, and we are in the city of Sopron.
Yeah, we've been here 2 weeks, and we were just going to give you a little update about what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks, kind of how our trip went. The last video that we did, well, we talked about the MTC, but we haven't told you kind of about our trip leaving the MTC. We did an apartment tour that was a couple of videos ago, so check that out if you haven't seen it. We have a great apartment, but we are going to talk a little bit about our trip here. We left the MTC, we took a shuttle from the MTC to the airport, and we had a lot of bags with us. And when we got there, there was a great little counter that was just for missionaries. So we were able to go right up to the counter and check our bags. They checked our carry-on bag as well. And we went through Amsterdam and then from Amsterdam to Budapest.
Yeah, it was pretty smooth, really. And in fact, when you got out of the van or the shuttle, it was basically you walk inside and it's right there. Normally you have to go upstairs to the departures, but they have a special one just for Delta downstairs, which is great. And then they had a special line just for missionaries, which was awesome. I mean, really, you couldn't have asked for nicer people.
It was great.
Took good care of us.
And then when we got to Budapest, we had an office couple that was waiting there for us, and the two office elders, our mission president and his wife, were out of town at a mission area conference, and so they made sure that we had somebody there to pick us up, and they were just right there to pick us up. It was great.
Yep. We saw the mission home. We got to actually stay across the street in a unused mission home.
Our apartment,
sorry, that was not being used. So we stayed there for 3 nights.
3 nights, yeah. It was really a nice apartment.
Yeah, and for those days, we got to go out after filling out paperwork, taking pictures, and yada, yada, yada. We also saw Sister Hill, who's the health person.
The nurse.
And so she got to ask us a bunch of questions, told us how the insurance worked, and basically, if we need anything, go through her and she'll hook us up.
Yeah, we learned about housing. We had to do a little driving test before we could take our car. And so once we did all of that, they gave us the keys and the address to our apartment, and we were off for about a 2-hour drive to Sopron, where we are now. And yeah.
So the drive down here was great. It was beautiful, a lot of farmland. It's very fertile farmland. They do a lot of fruits and vegetables. So, you know, the food tastes really good here.
Yeah.
It's very fresh, and it's just great. One thing is that the day that we traveled, it was a holiday. So when they have a holiday, nothing is open. And so when we got here, we didn't have any food. So we got to try out McDonald's.
Yeah, the gas stations basically and the restaurants are open, but we couldn't go do any grocery shopping when we got here, which was fine. We just grabbed a pizza near us. And like he said, McDonald's for lunch. So we had, you know, some crazy foods that day. But then the next day that we got here, we went to the grocery store and muddled our way through that.
Yeah, it was kind of, it was exciting and nerve-wracking. We had other things going on that day, so we were trying to squeeze things in. And normally we don't spend an hour and a half at a grocery store, but we spend an hour of that on your phone trying to translate, you know.
Well, and it's funny, we've both lived in Europe before. So we lived in Germany for 3 years, but it was 27 or 28 years ago. So I think we came into it just thinking, oh, you know, no problem. But then we went to the store and we were like, oh yeah, that was a little tricky, a little uncomfortable, but it was fine. We were able to get our groceries and get settled in and get unpacked. Great apartment. We're really enjoying that.
Yeah. Well, we've been shopping a few more times now because the tradition here is basically about every 3rd day people are going to get food because it's always fresh and they don't have big fridge freezers. So people are always shopping.
Well, and it's funny because you go get even like sugar, and the sugar is about this big. It's maybe a 3-pound bag, where at home we might be used to going and getting a huge bag of sugar or flour. I have a 5-gallon pail for my flour at home that I just keep refilling, and here they're just small bags. So you go often to the store.
Yeah. Did we post that video about trying the food?
Yeah, so we tried some foods. We posted a video about that. We've been trying some new things, which is really hard for Elder Armitage. He's not really comfortable with different foods, but it's been fun to try. We, couple of things we did. We went to a little town called Győr, and that was one of the first days. There was this sister who was a nurse. She wanted to get some fabric, and it's this beautiful Hungarian fabric that's just a deep blue, and that was fun to go to the place that they make that. And we bought an apron and a couple things.
We got to tour around and go through some churches and up in the tower. Now, every town is very beautiful here. It's very pretty. And a lot of them have rivers running through them. And so it really is nice. And we can see them putting up Christmas lights. They haven't turned them on yet. And so we're excited about that. We're also excited about going across the border to some of the Christmas marts and stuff.
Yeah, we plan on doing that. Senior missionaries, as I don't know if you know or not, but senior missionaries have just a different schedule that we can do than the younger missionaries, different rules. We were going to tell you a little bit about our day yesterday, just kind of not necessarily typical. Every day is just a different day and there's different things going on. But yesterday was an interesting day. So we woke up at 7:30. That's about the time that we wake up every day, where the missionaries wake up at 6:30. So that's a little different for seniors, is that we're not required to have that same schedule. But we woke up, had our companion study and our personal study, and then we had a district meeting at 10 o'clock, and that was on Zoom.
Yeah, all our meetings are on Zoom because our district and our zone is so widely spread apart. And so, like, the other half of our district is actually just a little over an hour away in Sombate, and so, everything is done by Zoom. So anyway, we did that. We had plans that we were going, because we had to go to Győr to do the Hivatol, or in other words, immigration.
Yeah, we had some paperwork we had to go
we
fill
have
out.
to apply for our visa to be here for over a year. And so we knew that we had to do that. We thought, you know what, we're going to be traditional. And we thought we would try it, and we were going to walk to the train station, take the train to Győr, which is just over an hour, and then walk another 25 minutes to the Hivatol, meet with the sister missionaries, because part of our responsibility is to do apartment inspections for both male and female missionaries.
Yeah, the 2 sets of elders here and 1 set of sisters in Győr.
Yeah, and also the missionaries in Papa.
No, that's not us.
Who's doing that?
Yeah, they're seniors.
Yeah,
Anyway,
there you go.
Learn something new every day.
So anyway, we had this all planned out. So we bought tickets the day before, or that morning?
Yeah, that morning. So yesterday morning, we bought tickets for the train, and then we walked down. We were going to combine our exercise as well. So we were excited about taking the train and doing the exercise. So we walked to the train station, and the train pulls in, and then it sits there. They won't let anybody get on, and it ends up that it is broken. So after 25 minutes of waiting, we had to make a call. Are we going to sit here and wait for the train, or are we going to rush back home and take off and go in the car to our appointment? Because, our appointment was at 2 o'clock, and we did not want to miss our immigration appointment.
So we ended up speed walking back and jumped in the car. We get there. I drop off Sister Armitage out front. I go park. And we come to find out that basically we just took a number and waited.
Yeah, it was fine that we were a couple minutes late. So we pulled a number, and then they were so quick and so nice. They came and got us, and we had to do a picture, fingerprints, and then they said, okay, we've got your paperwork and you can go.
Yeah. Basically, he said, we'll submit this, and then hopefully you'll get it. So we're like, okay.
We're like, we hope so too. So then we went to the sister's apartment and we did a check on their apartment. They're wonderful. And, you know, their apartment was beautiful. And then we took them out to dinner at a little fast food place in town that mimics Five Guys. Yeah, it was kind of fun. So burgers and fries.
And it's in English.
Yeah, it was in English. And so then we rushed back to, well, we didn't rush. We didn't speed, but we got back quickly to our hometown of Sopron because it was English class last night.
Yep. And so once that was done, we came back and we were able to relax. And that's what our day looked like yesterday. Today, our day looked a lot different, but we got up and the sun was out, and because it's been very foggy for the last week, but the sun was out and we were like, dude, we're taking advantage of this thing right now. So we did our exercise in the morning. We walked down to town. We walked around town and through it, some streets we've never done before. We tried out a new bakery that just looked good because there were people lined up
Yeah,
outside.
we're like, if the locals are going, it must be good. Yeah.
And so Kate got a couple of things. And did you like them?
Yeah, it was delicious. One was some kind of puff pastry and it had a real whipped cream in the middle. So it was delicious. And then we got a baguette and we shared those. Then after we got ready, one of the elders had said that the social media sisters wanted him to film something and would we do it for them. So we went back down to downtown into a really pretty area and did a film just with our camera. We filmed him speaking Hungarian and saying some things for the social media campaign.
Yeah, then we went to the mission, sorry, not mission, we went to the chapel. We were able to obtain a list from our branch president because we had asked him for a list of names for people that we could visit. And so he gave us a list and then basically marked off some names that we could go visit. And so we will talk about that one later and how that went. And then we came back home, we had lunch.
Oh, and we made some brownies because
brownies.
Tonight we had game night. So the elders have started a game night on Thursdays and we had quite a good group show up tonight.
Yeah, we had members and non-members.
Came and we played some games and ate some dessert. And
we taught them a new game.
Yeah.
And then we had dessert, came back here, and
that's our night.
Yeah, right now it's going to be 8:14. The missionaries are going to be eating right now. They eat like at 8 o'clock at night. They eat like just late. Everybody eat late around here apparently. Yeah,
I mean, they're busy all day long, but I guess we just wanted to share a little bit about what we've been doing so you can see what a typical day will look like. As we said, the seniors pretty much make their own schedule. It's based on what you feel like you can do and what is needed from you. We try to help out the elders as we can. And we're getting into the groove of things of figuring out, you know, the inactives and how we're going to go see them. So the language barrier is real. I mean, we don't know Hungarian yet, but we do have an elder in the nearby town who's serving a service mission. And so he is able to come into town and help us. So we're setting that up. So he'll be able to come in next week and go see some inactives with us.
Yep.
So, anyway, so that is what we've been doing. Thanks so much for listening in. We're going to try to keep you up to date with some of the things that we're doing and seeing here in Hungary.
And if you want to keep following us, please like and subscribe, and you'll get all our latest videos.
Yeah, and make a comment if there's something that you would like to know about our mission. Just make a comment, and we'll try to answer that or do a video for you. So have a good night.